My kids have fully embraced our new National Thursday evening clap for our carers routine. We've only had 2 weeks of it, but things have escalated in our household quite quickly. Last week saw bins and chairs added to the saucepans from the previous week, all being carried out our front door to whack, aiming to break the previous week's decibel meter score. It's terrific to watch neighbours thank and celebrate those risking so much to look after us. Well, the Easter season gives us an opportunity to thank and to celebrate and to worship the one who made the ultimate sacrifice for us. One short verse that explains Easter so well, let me just read from Hebrews chapter 2, verse 9. But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels, now crowned with glory and honour, because he suffered death, so that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone. A few observations from this wonderful verse. Who is it it's talking about? Well, it is indeed talking about the God-man. The verse speaks of Jesus, a man, brought up in Nazareth in a normal human family, made lower than the angels. Yet, he was also much more. As we look at this man, Jesus, we look at the one who is the brightness of God's glory and the fullest expression of his being, the eternal Son of God in flesh and blood. Our intellect should be bursting in bamboozlement at this, the eternal, infinite, divine one, infinite in his wisdom, power, majesty, the one who could dissolve a rebellious world in an instant. Well, he was willing to come into this infectious world to save us. This is the one who died, the God-man, the one who created the multitudes of angels who surrounded him in heaven, worshipping him. And yet he was made lower as he assumed our flesh to become our saviour. And what did this God-man do? Well, the verse tells us he tasted death. This is the reason Jesus came. He didn't leave the security and the splendour of his home in heaven to give us short-term reprieve from our pains. He didn't come only as a teacher or a doctor or a food provider, although he is indeed all these things. No, he left home to taste death for everyone. He left the glory of heaven to die. And the taste, well, the taste was bitter. It's the taste of suffering, the intolerable thirst, the nails driven through his flesh. He drank the cup to the dregs. He felt the full force of death in all its pain. He experienced everything involved in death as the punishment for sin. It's been very difficult to read over the last few days of those dying alone in hospitals, cut off from loved ones, not being able to see or touch them in their last moments. Well, the Son of God died alone, and he experienced the full wrath of God, his devoted Father, now pouring out his anger of sin onto his Son. Jesus tasted this excruciating death, and he tasted it for everyone. That's why he did it. This little word that provides such clarity. He died for one reason, so that we don't have to. He has taken our guilt upon himself. He stood in our place, the place of the rebellious, the obnoxious, the arrogant, those whose nature is to cruelly reject their loving maker, and he bore the consequence. He tasted the bitter taste for everyone who follows him. That's grace. We are completely culpable. Our natural desire to reject our maker, not to worship him as we were designed to do. And he came nonetheless in love to save us. If you've asked perhaps over the last few weeks, does God really love me? Well, the cross answers a resounding yes. More than you could ever imagine. For the Christian, death is no more. Jesus has already gone through it. He's paid the price. Life with Christ awaits, not death. And finally, from this verse, he is crowned with glory and honour now. An old Puritan minister, Thomas Brooks, said this: "Grace is our ring of gold, and Christ is the sparkling diamond in that ring." Jesus' death is the most honourable and glorious demonstration of love and obedience and care and compassion. And so it is only right that the eternal Son who endured it is given the crown he deserves. And as his people look to him this weekend, we can appreciate the extraordinary gift he is and the undeserved gift he has given. He is the only person who can truly give us confidence. He is the only person we can rest in, the only person we can cast our cares on, the only person that can give us certain hope, the only person who can give us peace. As the world around us crumbles, well, look up and see Jesus, the King in his beauty, sitting enthroned next to God his Father, crowned with glory and honour. Look forward to being with him and trust him as he looks after you right now, today.